So I'm going to give you guys the key to building up to 3D shoulders as a natural lifter. And so shoulders, in my opinion, are really the make or break element of someone's physique. You could have a big chest, big arms, but if you don't have that size and roundness to your shoulders, you kind of look feminine, you kind of look like you have tits. And so building really great shoulders as a natural lifter is actually very, very, very simple. But a lot of people just don't train properly with regards to shoulder training. They think that they can build incredible shoulders with lateral raises and rear delt flies. And so what happens is that they neglect overhead pressing. And you have to understand the strength level that you have on your overhead pressing. The degree to which you prioritize your overhead pressing will account for 80 to 90% of your shoulder development. You have to prioritize your overhead pressing in a lot of conventional bodybuilding routines. And the reason why a lot of guys just have shitty shoulder development is because they treat overhead pressing as an afterthought. They think that they can just prioritize benching, prioritize curls, and then throw in a little bit of rear delts, a little bit of lateral raises, and build up incredible shoulders. But no, you have to prioritize building up to elite levels of strength on the overhead press. You have to train it while you're fresh, and you have to prioritize it and give it the care it deserves. So this means that you're going to do it early in your workout. This means that maybe you're going to do it first. And historically, I've always prioritized overhead pressing, and it's done wonders for my physique. My chest has always grown very easily. I can throw in a couple sets of dips, couple sets of benching, and my chest will grow just fine. But the shoulders are a little bit more stubborn. They require a little bit more care. You have to prioritize them, and you have to really train it hard and focus on getting strong at it. So the best exercises for the shoulders are going to be the standing press, the seated barbell overhead press, and the seated dumbbell overhead press. If you prioritize over time getting stronger at these lifts, not all at the same time, you don't want to run them all in the same program, just one in each program works fine. Historically, I promoted the standing overhead press, and that's really been the key to my shoulder development. And so I've always done it fresh in my workout. I've always gone at it with the intention of getting really, really strong at it. And so I'll give you guys some strength standards in this video to aim for on the overhead press. But understand that 80 to 90% of your shoulder development will come from getting strong at overhead pressing, prioritizing it, training it when you're fresh, training it with intensity. You can't just rely on lateral raises and rear delts. It's not going to work. And you can't just throw it in at the end of your workout. You have to really put the attention into it, because it's definitely a stubborn exercise to develop, and shoulders are definitely a stubborn muscle group to develop. They take quite a bit more time than the other muscle groups, so you have to prioritize it. If you look back in the pre-steroid era of fitness, guys used to treat the overhead press as the king of upper body exercises. They used to prioritize it much more over the bench press, over chest and arm work, and it reflected in their physiques. Their physiques looked much better than the bodybuilders you see nowadays with big chest, big arms, but the shoulder development is lacking. The guys back in the day, they prioritized getting really strong at strict overhead pressing. And that's truly the key, man. It's that simple. And then, so that will account for 80 to 90% of your physique development, but then afterwards you want to throw in some lateral raises and rear delts, do a little bit more higher rep work, because the overhead press, while it is going to grow the entire shoulder girdle, you are still going to be lacking a little bit in the side delt and the rear delt. So you want to throw in a bit of work for them. You want to keep the reps a little bit higher. So I throw in a couple sets of each, rear delts and lateral raises. I do 2 sets of 12 to 20 reps. And with regards to overhead pressing, I actually do very little volume on it. I do 2 sets per week of overhead pressing. So I train it reverse pyramid style. I'll warm up slowly, do 3 to 4 warm up sets, warming up to one top set of 6 to 8 reps, and then I'll rest 3 to 5 minutes, drop the weight 15 to 20%, and go for 10 to 12. And that's all you need if you're training really, really hard on it. That's what's going to allow you to gain strength at the most rapid rate possible. So that's how you build great shoulders. You don't need a lot of volume. You just need to focus on really prioritizing getting strong at the overhead press. And then for the icing on top of the cake, throw in some lateral raises and rear delt flies at the end of your workout. And that's what's going to do it for you, man. And so as far as shoulder strength standards, you want to aim, the gold standard of shoulder development is to aim for a 225 overhead press. I'm not there yet myself. I'm closing in on a 200 overhead press, and it's definitely reflected in my physique development. And I've always prioritized the overhead press and getting strong at it. It's going to take time to build up to that level, but that's what you should be aiming for. A 200 to 225 press is really a really good level. You should first aim to press your body weight overhead. That's when you're at a pretty advanced level. And then to really push for that kind of elite level of strength, you want to aim for a 200 to 225 press. That's going to build an incredible pair of shoulders. That's when you're going to have bolder shoulders, and that's really the key, man. That's as far as it goes for overhead pressing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Make sure to pick up the Herculean Bulking Program. If you want a 9-month drug-free muscle and strength building masterclass, a program that's systematically designed to help you pack on 16 to 18 pounds of muscle over the next 9 months, master your fitness as a drug-free lifter without living in the gym, without spending hours and hours in the gym, sacrificing your fucking life every week, then make sure to check out the Herculean Bulking Program. The link will be in the description, and we'll talk soon.